these guys, it's so much national pride. They keep singing this jig that they have, chi 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 lee lee lee. They keep chanting that every time one of the miners gets close, and they keep singing. Music is such a big part of this. Even when people in the camp were waiting, they've been singing songs of hope and of faith, but then whenever something good like this happens, they, you know, break into song. It's a very big part of their culture, and they're embracing it. They're such a proud nation at the moment as the 33rd miner is about to come up.
And
the 32nd
very spiritual
miner, who we just saw come up, who, you know, sorry, yes, and very spiritual country. The 32nd miner who we saw come up, who just had his little baby girl while he was down there, is crying. He's absolutely in tears, hugging the rescuers, hugging everyone up there. You know, very emotional moment as we sit here just on the cusp of something so momentous and historic here. The rescuers, you can see them all crowding over there. They're sort of looking down over the shaft, just waiting for that very last miner to come up after so long underground.
And a very emotional moment for the President, who's been there the entire time with his wife by his side. He looks like he's about to shed a few tears too. I mean, we've all watched in awe and wonder as his live pictures capture the moment each miner was raised from the cavern beneath the earth to fresh air and into the arms of the loved ones. And now we're about to witness the final miner who's about to come to the surface. The winch is turning. That steel rope has been doing its job. We're about to see the moment we've all been waiting for. Over 1,000 rescuers have contributed to this rescue. Yes, Ange, we're just waiting for that siren. Tell me, Camp Hope, it's been full of people for so many days. Are the families still there, or have they been moving off now to spend some quiet moments with their loved ones?
Well, certainly the relatives closest to the miners, the ones that have been selected to be able to spend some time with those miners when they come up, they've left and accompanied them to hospital and spending a bit of time. But certainly the camp's still here. As I said before, these they're all very close. It's not a case of, well, my brother's up or my husband's up, we're leaving. They could be like that. They've spent 2.5 months in such a harsh sort of desert conditions, camping out here in the dust. They could leave. There's the siren we've been waiting for 24 hours, the 33rd siren blaring to show the last man is successfully being brought out of that
spontaneous applause and singing
they've been living in for 2.5 months.
You can't tire of looking at these pictures, can you, to see the incredible emotion and joy that we've been allowed to witness thanks to the Chilean cameras. They've had an extremely long day and night. The rescuers too, still 5 of them below ground. That pulley block that was added at the last minute to keep the cable away from the shaft is doing its job. We can only imagine how the final miner is feeling inside that capsule. I imagine he might be able to hear them cheering if he's that close to the surface now.
I would imagine he would. He would be able to hear nothing else, I don't think. If he couldn't hear it just naturally, he'd certainly be able to during the audio microphone. Moments away. Moments away. They're all crowded over there. This is the moment. These guys have worked so hard. It's a rescue so close to their hearts. All of them have said, you know, that they just wanted so desperately for these men to come out safely. They've given up time with their own families to work around the clock to make sure that these guys get out safely, and now they're so close. They're all crowding around there, looking down, being very careful because they've been worried about the actual entrance to the shaft so that they don't knock any rocks in. So they've got to be quite careful, but they're sort of all looking over and just waiting. We've got a couple of minutes. That siren usually blares just a few minutes before they're about to get up, where they're confident that the capsule's close enough that it's just a few metres away, and soon we'll see that capsule, which has been painted in the colours of the Chilean flag, rise proudly up. It's the phoenix. It was named after the mythical bird rising from the ashes, and it certainly has done that 33 times in this amazing, remarkable rescue. That is a world first. No men have ever been trapped underground for 2.5 months like this, and this such an emotional moment for all of those rescuers. No doubt down at Camp Hope, family members would be in tears, but tears of joy up here on the top with those rescuers. Very satisfied. I can imagine once they get those 5 or 6 rescuers are actually down there out, then they'll be definitely patting themselves on the back. You know, the government officials down there happy with the job they did. They needed this to work, obviously, but, you know, a very proud country, and no doubt this will be having Chileans' hearts swelling around the country now as they watch this on television.
I think hearts will be swelling around the world, Angela. I think everybody's with them on this one. We're about to see Luis Orozua, 54, the shift commander at the time of the disaster. He used all his wits and his management skills to help his men stay calm and in control for the 17 harrowing days it took for rescuers to make their first contact with them. And now they're about to see him in the flesh. He was, in fact, the first to speak to the Chilean president, Sebastián Piñera, and urge him not to let him and his men down. Don't leave us alone, he implored the president, and he didn't. There he is, waiting for the final moment, as he has waited for every miner to come to the surface. He's been described as a calm, professional person. Luis Orozua, a born leader. Here he comes. Here he is, Luis Orozua, 54, a topographer, leader of the shift, known as Don Lucho to all the mates down there in the mine. He's been spending his time drawing up plans of what's been going on down there. He's taking his first steps into the fresh air. The president giving him an enormous hug, and the well wishes of all Chileans. And indeed, the entire world. Ange, what can you see from where you are?
It's absolutely amazing here. You can probably hear the horns. I mean, we had the sirens blaring for the other 32 men, but now I think every vehicle parked around this mine site is now blaring their horns. It's just incredible. We can obviously hear the rescuers cheering and hugging each other. You know, it's about 10 o'clock at night here. People have been working around the clock, but, you know, there's so much energy here right at the moment. Everyone's just jubilant. The media, as soon as that all happened, started clapping and cheering themselves. He does look a little bit different. He has lost some weight, but certainly looking very healthy and happy like the rest of the men that have walked out of here. Just incredible. It's a bit chilly for him. It'll be about 3 degrees at the moment, different from what he's been used to. But certainly he would be a very happy man finally getting those first breath of fresh air after 2.5 months down in the mine.
Here he is now speaking with the president, President Piñera. He's had a hug like he's embraced every one of those miners. He's been there non-stop, greeting them, waiting for them. As you say, Luis is looking a little bit slimmer. He's still got his mining hat on, having a few quiet words. Something I'm sure he's been thinking about for some time. We're hearing from his translator that he's just knocked off from work. He's handed over his job to the president. He's giving him control of the mine. And I'd say he won't be going down the mine again. If the families have anything to do with it, none of those 33 miners will be going down into that shaft. In fact, the future of that mine is in doubt. I imagine it won't be reopening. The President has said that he needs to look into the safety of all the mines in Chile.
And they've certainly said, I heard something about this today, they've certainly said that they want to keep this area like it is, with the shaft, that rescue shaft going down. If they continue even using the mine, they want to keep it just like it is, so it's a permanent reminder to mine authorities and workers about the dangers of the mines and just what these men went through.
Mike,
very heartfelt words from the President there. What do you think the future holds for all of these 33 men?
Well, obviously, and after the 2 days that they spend in hospital, they're still going to be monitored quite carefully, and they've actually got NASA scientists attached to this rescue to help them, because they say that what these men will go through is similar to what astronauts will go through after they've been in space for 6 months. The difference is astronauts are trained for this type of loneliness, this type of isolation. These miners were not. And you can see there, I think they're having a prayer now. Obviously very thankful.
More like a cry of the great success that this has been.
Y un campo de flores bordado es la copia feliz del Edén. Majestuosa es la blanca montaña que te dio por baluarte el Señor, que te dio por baluarte el Señor. Y ese mar que tranquilo te baña, te promete el futuro esplendor, y ese mar que tranquilo te baña, te promete el futuro esplendor. Dulce patria, recibe los votos con que Chile tus harás puro. Será de los libres, o el asilo contra la opresión. Que la tumba será de los libres, o el asilo contra la opresión. Que la tumba serás de los libres, o el asilo contra la opresión. O el asilo contra la opresión. O el asilo contra la opresión.
Such a heartfelt moment.